In Mawogola North, a storm is brewing. A fearless lawyer, known for his sharp tongue and courtroom victories, is stepping out of the legal chambers and into the political ring. His target is none other than the president's brother. What started as a local race is turning out to be a national test of power, influence, and privilege. Now, can privilege be challenged by justice? Or will the system swallow yet another brave voice? Now today in a phone call, I talked to Counsel Jet Tumwebaze about the details of the story. But firstly, I want to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, comment down below and tell me what you like about the story.
Engaboza bagendanwa ekindo muga mukuru baba besubwa omugabe wankore rubambasi nyakusinga.
So much fun, guys.
Akabatuma basingo manyatu batanama baba besubwa ekinde bakunde ayiranga ninkusaba onyambe
So guys, let me call this gentleman, Counsel Jet Tumwebaze, to see if he's gonna pick my call for a conversation that I want us to have with him. Trying to call right now. Hello, good afternoon, Counsel. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much for taking my call. My name is Ivan Tumsime. I'm a YouTuber.
Ivan Tumsime, YouTuber.
Yeah, I had your conversation at the Radio 5. And I've picked so much interest in your election, so I would really humbly want to ask you a few questions and maybe for you to talk to the people about your election and what's really interesting about it. So firstly, Counsel, I would like you to introduce yourself to the people, then I'll take it up from there, sir.
Are you recording me?
Yeah, I'm recording you, sir. I was supposed to tell you that first. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, my name is John Tumwebaze.
Yes, sir.
I'm a lawyer and I'm also a born of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I'm a farmer there. I do coffee, goats, chicken, and cows.
Okay.
But for this purpose, I am now going to be nominated on the 23rd of this month to stand as the member of parliament from Uganda North.
Okay.
The reason I decided to join the race is because we had a very able MP who is not going to stand again.
Yeah. Who
decided to throw in the towel, and one of her reasons was because of the violence.
Yeah.
That happened in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
We are standing up to that violence and impunity.
Okay. If you wanna give us a picture shortly, what kind of violence are we talking about here? Because so many people, me inclusive, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what really.
Oh. You need to go and search. You will see videos from the Zimbabwe violent elections.
Okay.
The had so many of them. Canary Mugume told me some are online there.
Yeah.
So what happened is that one of the candidates would ferry people from these mines from Kavura, from Bukanga, and pour them into Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Then they would make a list of the people who were not supporting him, but who are supporting Shaki, his opening.
Yeah.
And then they would raid them at night and broad daylight and beat them up, abduct them, take them to jail. So these guys, the impunity they have is just too much. They are untouchable, they are ungovernable, you can't do anything to them according to them. So we are trying to stop that impunity from happening in our place because it's been happening for too long in Bukanga. In fact, if you need to get a very good picture, you need to host the doctor who has been standing in Bukanga for the last 3 times.
Yeah.
He's called Dr. I will send you his number. He's called Dr. The man is called, let me just find his number 1 minute. But the impunity that was happening in Uganda has been transplanted into Zimbabwe. And if we don't stand up, it's called Dr. Kasheja.
Dr. Kasheja, okay.
Dr. Kasheja. If you find Dr. Kasheja who stood in Uganda twice, the NRM election was the most violent. It had to take the entire state to go there until they concluded and they refused to announce that person directly. Okay. So you need to pay to know that you have picked interest. Because I am raising it, and the reason I am raising it is because the impunity is too much in the country. And we are all losers. So we must stand up and I need people to join this fight and we fight impunity. This country is ours, we are all young, we are here. Where are we going? Why are we killing our country? Why do we have untouchables? Why do we have people who can't be touched because of their relation to the head of state? But the head of state follows the law. Why shouldn't his family follow the law?
So, Mr. Counsel, I would like to understand that the head of state himself, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, once said we should vote whoever comes on the NRM flag. And in this case, in Mawogola North, it's his own brother that has come with the flag. And why didn't you guys come against him in the courts of law, in the NRM tribunal, maybe to try to cancel his ownership or his position as the flag bearer instead of coming up as independent? Because now for us as Ugandans, we only deal with NRM. If there's no bus, then there's no voting. So why would you think people are going to look for something else more than a bus, Council?
First of all, that is not correct. There was no election in Mawogola, so there was no election to challenge.
Oh, really?
We never voted. There was no election in Mawogola. Nobody lined behind that candidate.
Wow.
There were two candidates standing. One of the candidates was pulled out, and then the other one remained unopposed. And the door had been shut for anybody to come in. So that's why we are coming as independent. Secondly, in Parliament of Uganda today, as we talk, I think there are over 60 members of Parliament who are independent. In fact, the last one, there were over 100. And all of them are NRM people.
Yeah.
Independents are a product of a mismanaged electoral process of the NRM.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we don't support NRM. In fact, we support President Museveni overwhelmingly. But we don't support that impunity. We don't. You should be our leader because we chose you. You shouldn't be our leader because you are President's brother. Even the President, we choose him.
Yeah, that's right.
He becomes our leader after we choose him. We vote him. He doesn't become our leader by beating people up, by abducting them, by naming people, by mayhem, by impunity, by brutality.
So, Council,
no, we can't accept that.
So, Council, coming up against a very strong man, as known to everyone, is a brother to the president. He's connected to the state. Don't you think you're gonna have a very big hurdle to jump? Because I mean, if a state can get involved into this election, who else can overturn the results, or who else can overpower the state?
Yes, there is a big hurdle to jump. I agree with you, but the hurdle is surmountable, and I can assure you, we'll jump it. Keep your eyes on the 14th of January. We are jumping that hurdle and jumping as high as we can jump. The impunity, people are going to rise beyond that impunity. I can promise you, as sure as day follows night, that people are going to stand up to that impunity. I don't care how hard you are. If you are very connected, so why are you offering yourself for an election? Why are you campaigning? You wait for that day and they announce you. The fact that you are campaigning means you believe in that process, but you want to usurp it. You want to twist it.
Yeah.
No, we cannot allow a coronation in Mawogola. We cannot accept a coronation in Mawogola.
Okay, Council, I want to make this conversation a little bit short because I know you're a very busy man. Now, I'm frustrated with our parliament because it has a lot of incompetent members of parliament. Recently, I saw when Honorable Segona was denied an NUP card and given to some mediocre guy I wouldn't want to talk about. But as a lawyer, going to the parliament, if you ever get a chance to get into that parliament, do you think the class of people you're going to be rubbing shoulders with is the right class, or you're going to do what you have to do as a member of parliament?
First of all, nearly half of members of parliament never come back. So the attrition rate is very high.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, when you have a low quality member of parliament, the loser is the ordinary Ugandan.
That's true.
Why is he the ordinary Ugandan? Because parliament does four important roles. One, you represent people.
Yeah.
But secondly, you legislate. Those legislations affect every Ugandan because remember you legislate on taxation, on many other things, on individual rights. So the loser is the ordinary Ugandan. So it's the ordinary Ugandan who should make sure they are sending MPs because ultimately what happens in that parliament, the guys are passing laws to tax you. Remember now there is a proposal to increase the income tax from 30 to 35%. So when you have a rubber stamp parliament, then you have a problem. Remember the most important role also of parliament is oversight, to check the excesses of the executive. So when you have a weak one, then you don't check the executive. The executive rules, whatever they do, nobody challenges. So it is important that you send members of parliament that are credible enough to hold forth. It's just like gathering a team of ordinary characters and sending them to be judges. Once the quality goes down, then that branch of government is gone.
That's true.
So that's
true.
what has happened here. When you get ordinary members of parliament, the parliament just becomes a circus, like sometimes it's done.
Yeah, it's filled with drama.
Absolutely. You have comedians, you have musicians, you have a bunch of jokers representing your interests.
Crazy.
The legislation, they make the laws. That's where we are.
So
That's where you are.
Yeah, in closure, Council, I would like to ask you now. You said the previous election was filled with impunity and violence and stuff like that. So, you coming up as independent, what do you think is going to change, or what are you prepared to change? Because the same people who are violent and doing the impunity stuff, they are ready and steady to do what they did in the previous election. How ready are you coming up for this election?
No, we are going to prosecute them. We have put in place teams to do private prosecution. We are going to urge our people to get phones and record evidence. We are going to give them flashes to put that evidence on. We are going to prosecute people personally for bringing people who are not soldiers and dressing them in military uniform and beating up people. We are also going to prosecute the ruling leaders. We are also going to approach the International Criminal Court for taking them on. We are going to issue travel ban, sanctions. We are going to push for all these things to happen. That impunity we are at the tail end of that impunity. This election is just going to help us start that process. But whether we win or not, the process is going to continue. But we are winning.
But Council, based on the conversation you had on the radio, I heard you are the president's neighbor. Don't you think it's going to be a card of disloyalty and disrespect to the president if you're fighting with his brother, taking him to ICC and stuff like that? Don't you think you're going too far with it? How about you just keep it professional and you serve the country as a lawyer and leave the brother to go around and maybe go to parliament?
No. How do you keep impunity profession? There is no professionalism in impunity. What you are asking me is to lie down and be beaten together with my people. And I have refused to accept that invitation. Secondly, I don't think the president allows that impunity. If he allows the impunity, because for me, I am not against the president. No, I have called people to support him. He knows I support him. It is the impunity of his brother. And if his brother was standing and getting an election free and fair, I would be the first one to support him. I can promise you. But you can't tell people, I'm going to be your leader, and if you refuse, then point, I'm going to beat you up. So me, I am fighting impunity. Whoever is doing it, by the way, violence begets violence. You cannot answer violence by kneeling down.
True.
You can't. If you are being attacked in your house, you are either going to fight back, you fight or flee. You can't be kneeling down praying for your attacker. You can't do that.
That's true.
It only happens in the Bible where you slap your right cheek and turn the right one.
And that's not.
If it's a slap, now what if it's a gun? You are dead. You have no left cheek to turn.
That's true.
So we must just stand up. What we are doing is just stand up. We stand up, please.
Finally, Council.
In our place and elsewhere.
Okay. Finally, Council. I heard you say you're going to check your opponent's academic papers. Is there anything you want to tell us about his academic papers? I thought the time he comes up as a member of parliament, he should be knowing what it takes for one to be so.
That guy has 9, including the 9 in general paper.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Do you know anybody in life who has ever failed the general paper?
I don't know.
The guy I don't know anybody until I met this guy, the result.
Yes.
But the results we have them unofficially from social media, but we want to get them officially from election. The ones who have submitted, because he must submit some results. So we shall write to the electoral commission to give us those results, and then we will file something against him.
All right.
He's unqualified. He's the most unqualified person to stand as the member of parliament.
Wow.
He's worse than Segirinya, the late Segirinya, or even Katolwa.
Finally, thank you very much, Counsel. I really can't appreciate you more. I'm really humbled that you had to take my phone and had to respond to my.
I took it and I responded to your call.
Yeah.
Your name again so that we record it.
Ivan Tumsime, the foreigner on YouTube.
Ivan Tumsime, the foreigner.
Yeah, the foreigner.
Ivan Tumsime. Okay, let me write it.
I look forward to more phone calls and more interactions. Maybe someday I'll be in Mawogola North.
Please come. I'm urging God maybe to come and see for themselves.
All right, we'll see about sir. Thank you very much. Have a good day, sir.
Okay, then.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome from that conversation. It was really fruitful and interesting for me. I don't know what you think about it, because for a man like Jet Tumwebaze, the council Jet Tumwebaze, to come in an election against the president's brother, he must have had a very huge support system to come into this election, because coming up against the president's brother, most especially in Africa, feels like you're coming up against the president himself. Well, I don't know whether that's true, but seems like it. Well, I wish the best of luck to Council Jet Tumwebaze. If possible, I would like to also talk to the president's brother, man. I would like to talk to the president's brother and hear his side of the story. But it is what it is, guys. Tell me what you think about the story in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the election, because, man, it's crazy. I feel like this sounds to me like a far cry, because there's a friend of mine from Mawogola North who told me I need to see through these stories, because what's happening there is crazy. And actually, as a matter of fact, he told me that there is what we call Encon Squad. Encon Squad is like a squad that has grazing sticks or something like this for protection. So if you try to oppose them, they're gonna use Enconi all this to put you back into order. So I don't know how. I wish I had enough resources. I would pretty much get involved into this election. I would go to Mawogola North to see how the election campaign goes and how both the candidates campaign. I know actually in this election there's 5 candidates in this election, Sodo being one of them, who is also an NRM flag bearer. Then there's Council Jet Tumwebaze, who is an independent candidate, and the other 3. So guys, watch the video till the end. Tell me what you think about the video. Tell me what you think about the council's submission. And yeah, let's do this. Thank you very much.